Hi, Nash Icon. This is Tony.
Tony, it's Charlie Daniels. How you doing, partner?
Hey, Charlie. Thank you so much for calling. I'm honored you took some time out to give us a buzz today.
Well, it's my pleasure. I appreciate you talking to me, my friend.
All right, let's jump right into this if you don't mind.
Let's do it.
Got you coming to the Knoxville Raceway for the Marion County Fair Friday, July 15th. That is going to be a fun show.
Oh, absolutely. Going to be a good time. Looking forward to it.
You know, you're doing over 100 shows this year. You've probably done thousands over the course of your career, Charlie. Can you go back, can you think, what's the first performance that you ever remember?
Oh, my gosh. You know what? The first performance I can ever remember was one Saturday night. My friend that played guitar, right after I started playing fiddle, we were sitting down we lived in a very small little rural town. We were sitting at his dad run a store there, and we were sitting out there, and these two couples came by, and they stopped to get some gas or something, and they saw the instrument and said, "Can you play us something?" And my friend Russell said, "Have you got any money?" And the lady said, "Yeah." And she reached down in her purse and pulled out 40 cents, 4 dimes, and we played a song for them. So I guess my first money that I made playing was 20 cents.
What was the first song you ever remember learning to play?
You know, I really don't remember that one. If I know me, I was probably trying to play a whole bunch of them at the same time. I don't really remember the very first one. Of course, the guitar, I was just trying to learn to play 3 chords. If you can play 3 chords on guitar, you play an entire song. And that was what I was wanting to do. And, of course, once I learned to play 3 chords in an entire song, I was ruined. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to play music. But as far as the first song is concerned, I really don't remember.
You play the guitar, you play the fiddle, of course. Any other instruments in your repertoire?
A little bit of mandolin, a little bit of 5-string banjo, stuff with strings on it. But my proficiency is basically on the fiddle and guitar.
Over the course of your career, what's maybe one of the craziest or funniest things that ever happened to you on stage?
Well, I remember walking on stage in Iowa one night, and I noticed people kept laughing and giggling, and I didn't know what they were talking about. And some guy come running up the middle aisle and made a gesture like he was zipping his pants up, and I was standing with my pants unzipped. I think the biggest hand I got all night was when I reached down and zipped my pants up. I was out there in front of thousands of people by flyover.
Oh, man, that's a feat for many people, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So do you check yourself before you go on stage these days?
Yeah, I do, definitely. Or, you know, somebody looks, we all take a turn making sure that I'm all set.
Oh,
yeah.
We're talking to Charlie Daniels here on 92.5 NASH Icon. Of course, he's coming to the Knoxville Raceway for the Marion County Fair Friday, July 15th. Charlie, you're known as a musician, but if you never got into music, if music wasn't a thing for you, what career path do you think you would have taken?
You know, I'm not much of a what-if person. I don't think that way.
Okay.
I mean, I just take things the way they are, but probably as much as I love music, I might have possibly ended up doing something like what you're doing. I might have ended up playing records.
All right.
Being a disc jockey or something. I really don't know. I don't have any aptitudes for anything else, actually. It's all I ever really wanted to do. I don't think that way very much.
Fair enough. So if you get a rare weekend off, what do you like to do to have fun and relax?
I enjoy outdoor things. I spend so much of my time indoors. And when I get a chance to be outdoors, I enjoy it. I like fishing. I like hitting golf balls. I love shooting guns, riding horses, that sort of thing.
Charlie, you know, they say you can't believe everything you read on the internet. So I'm just going to ask you, is it really true that you like to skydive?
No. I do not know where that came from, and I have been asked that I don't know how many times. There is no way in the world I would ever jump out of an airplane. I don't know where, but that has been a persistent rumor for the last good little while. I've been asked that question, seriously asked that question. I cannot tell you how many times. I have no idea where it came from because I've never even thought seriously about jumping out of no airplane. Ain't no way. I won't even jump off the porch with the airplane.
You couldn't get me to jump out of an airplane either. So,
yeah.
Well, thank you for setting the record straight, and I guess it's true. You can't believe everything you read, right?
Nah, absolutely not. Especially, I think some people make a profession out of telling lies on the internet.
I hear you. You know, Charlie, I bet if I went to today's crop of young country artists and I asked them who they would most like to collaborate with, I bet your name would come up more often than not.
Well, I would be honored if it did.
Who would you like to collaborate with? I mean, over the course of your career, I mean, you've had some excellent collaborations, but who yet would you like to perform with?
You know who I wish I could have performed with, and I missed the opportunity. I didn't push it hard enough to do it. I would love to have done something with B.B. King.
Oh, yeah.
He was kind of the top of my list. I love B.B. King, and he passed away a short time back, and I never really got a chance to really collaborate with him, and I would love to have done that. It would have been one of the joys of my life to have done that.
That would have been a performance. That would have won the vocal collaboration of the year.
I wish we could have done it.
Hey, who do you think is keeping the country music torch burning with the same humble passion that you've brought to it for so many years? Who do you think is going to carry that on?
You know, I'm not really versed in what's going on nowadays. I enjoy Chris Stapleton. I think Chris has kind of hit a note there that, he kind of stands out. You know what makes a classic? I've got so much of a chance to reflect on this after Merle died, was when somebody sings 5 notes and you know who they are.
Uh-huh.
That's the thing. It's not the glory and everything. It's not sounding like everybody else, but it's like sounding like yourself and being different. Whoever picks up that mantle and realizes that and goes on with it, I think will be the one who will stay around. A lot of music nowadays sounds alike. I don't think that's necessarily going to be, what's going to move the torch on down the road. But whoever's bold enough to step out and say, I don't care what record company says, I don't care what anybody says, I am me, I am going to be myself. I think that's going to be the person that, or the people. Hopefully there'll be a lot of them that will carry on.
That's kind of how you've lived your whole life and career, isn't it?
Tried to, yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, that's.
All right, Charlie, I want to get to know you a little better, so I'm going to do a kind of a rapid-fire thing. I'm going to give you two choices, and you tell me which you prefer better, just right off the top of your head, all right? Coffee or tea?
Tea.
All right. Burger or bratwurst?
It depends on my mood.
Fair enough. Cat or dog?
Dog.
Night owl or early riser?
I can only answer that question in 2 parts because when I am on the road, sometimes I have to be a night owl, but when I'm home, I'm an early riser.
All right. Christmas or Thanksgiving?
Christmas.
Cookie or brownie?
Cookie.
Charlie, thanks for those. Can I tell you a real quick personal story?
Absolutely.
I was probably about 10 years old, and I found the Charlie Daniels 8-track that my parents had, and I wore that thing out. Devil Went Down to Georgia is the very first song that I can remember wanting to know and learn the lyrics to.
I'll be darned. Well, I thank you. I'll tell you what, we'll do it for you when we get over there. How's that?
That sounds great. You will be coming to the Marion County Fair, Knoxville Raceway, Friday night, July 15th. Charlie Daniels, thank you so much for taking the time. We're going to play Devil Went Down to Georgia right now. I'm going to send you off, but thanks for taking the time. I'm humbled and honored.
Thank you, my friend. God bless.
God bless
Bye-bye.
you. Take care, Charlie.